Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I thought I would sit down and talk a little bit about makeup, because that's what I do, is sit down and talk about makeup on a Saturday evening, apparently. It's just what I felt like doing tonight. I wanted to talk about a product that I received in my December BoxyCharm subscription. It's all a little bit of a blur, but this is a Makeup Geek Showstopper lip product. I've had a chance to test this out a little bit. I thought I would talk a little bit about it. I'm gonna maybe say a couple of things about Makeup Geek as a company because I have reviewed their products before, and I will put a link to that video down below. I'll talk a little bit about this product and then I will give you my thoughts on it. I am wearing it today and I will put timestamps for all of this down below so you can skip ahead or around or back and forth to whatever parts you want to watch. Makeup Geek is one of those companies where if you are just going about your life and don't care that much about makeup and you're just seeing what's in the drugstore, maybe taking a trip to Sephora, you probably don't know about it. I didn't know about it until I started watching beauty videos on YouTube, but then if you start getting into Instagram and YouTube, you know about Makeup Geek. It is just one of those brands that seems to be pretty universally loved, and they really do a good job, Marlena as the owner of it and the folks who run Makeup Geek, at putting a lot of thought into wanting you to learn about what you're doing with makeup. Now, just from what I've absorbed from watching different reviews on Makeup Geek, they really seem to be best known for their eyeshadows, or at least that's what I know them best as. And they do have incredibly blendable, wonderful eyeshadows. You do buy the singles. I have a couple of them that I also received in a BoxyCharm subscription. For my eye look today, I just did one shadow. It's a monochromatic look. It's with Cherry Cola, and they are so blendable and so buildable and just so nice that it's the kind of shadow you can just sort of blend on, and one shadow and you're done, and it still creates a nice, interesting look because there's different tones to it. You can blend it out to different amounts. They're just really good products. So with the company lately, I don't know, I feel like through 2017, we didn't hear that much about them. I know they had lip product releases, but it just sort of seemed to get lost in the shuffle a little bit. And from what I understand, in the last week or so, Marlena has posted some stuff on social media about how it's been a difficult year, that she personally has gone through divorce, and that she is looking at doing some new things coming up, and there's going to be some big announcements in store. And one of the things that seemed to have been announced, because I believe she showed a label, is that she is also starting her own company. Makeup Geek is her own company. She's also starting another company that is a clothing company. However, she said there is also something big in store for Makeup Geek, and she said she's not selling the company. So what people seem to be speculating is that Makeup Geek is going to be sold in stores soon. Some people are saying they think it might be sold at Ulta. I'm crossing my fingers that it might be sold at Sephora, because here in Canada, we still can't get things. I mean, we can get things from Ulta, but it's crazy expensive with like duties and taxes and all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed that they're making their way into Sephora, but we should be hearing about that soon. And then I'm hoping we're going to see some more interesting new releases from them, things coming out, because they are a good brand in my opinion. So let's talk about this product in particular, and this is one of their Showstopper Creme stains. And if you read what it says about the cream stains, it says they are going to ensure that you are the center of attention. 18 long-lasting shades with a precision applicator will feel light on the lips throughout the day. Each limited edition shade is highly pigmented and offers effortless, buildable coverage. So there's a few things they're saying in here. They're saying that it's going to be a cream stain, that it's long lasting, that it's got a precision applicator, it'll be light on the lips, and that it's effortless, buildable coverage, but also highly pigmented. And I find there's a little bit of a disconnect there between highly pigmented and buildable coverage. When I hear highly pigmented, I think that in one swipe you're going to get a huge amount of pigment. It's going to be very opaque. But when you hear buildable, it sounds like it will start off being sheerer and then you can build it up to the opacity that you want. Those things don't seem to go together, but I'll share what I find about the product. They also say these are limited edition colors, which I find strange. So if all colors are limited edition, does this mean that the Showstopper Creme stains are limited edition? It doesn't really tell you about that. I would love to tell you what shade that I have right here, but there's no label on it anywhere that says what shade it is. And I don't think there was a label on the wrapper around it. Now, not usually, sometimes when you get these in BoxyCharm, they don't get the full outside packaging on it, but I really don't know. I think from looking at the shades on the website, I think that this is Quickstep, I think, which it describes as a cool toned beige. So I don't know, I think that maybe looks like a cool toned beige. It looks the closest to the photos that I see here. So let's go through what I think of this and how it compares to what their claims are. I am not a huge fan. And I'll tell you a few reasons why. I mean, one of the reasons that I am not counting against it is I don't think I love the shade. I think it makes me look a little dead. It just doesn't do what I want a lip color to do. And every time that I've worn this over the last few weeks, I just look at myself and think, it makes my skin tone and it just looks a little off on me. But let's not talk about that because, you know, if I was to choose one of the shades for myself, I maybe wouldn't choose this one. So let's just focus on how it performs. A number of people have said, and I also do find, that it is, I want to say it's a dry formula, but that's not right. It does have a little doe foot applicator with a little sort of well in it to pick up color, but it really doesn't pick up very much color. So when you go to put it on your lips, to even get product everywhere on your lips, and I don't have huge lips or anything, you're gonna have to go back and forth into this at least twice, and sometimes 3 times. And I have read reviews where people say, like, I find this to be a little bit patchy. And the customer service at Makeup Geek has said the bottle is designed so that when you pull it out, it pulls off some of the product. So you really don't get any on the edges of the applicator, just on the very end of the doe foot. So it's kind of designed that you have to go back and forth into it a few times, which wouldn't really be that bad. It's just you find you're so used to being able to do your entire lips with one product that you're not used to having to do that. But that's fine. So you go back and forth in a few times, and I found that the first few times I used it and I just covered my lips, I did find it to be a little streaky and patchy, like it would get darker in some places. And then I realized that I did sort of need to build it up a little bit so that I didn't see any of my natural lip color showing through. So I do agree that they say it's buildable, but I do find if you're not building it up all the way, it does tend to look a little streaky. And I would much rather have a color that is opaque to start with, because I don't like the look of it sort of being a little bit patchy and my lip color showing through. Now I will say when you have this on, it is incredibly lightweight. Like some cream stains and that kind of thing, it dries down, it just feels like it's sucking the moisture out of your lips when it does it. It's not hydrating in any way, but it does not feel really like you have anything on your lips. And I do find that when I had this on, once it had completely dried down, it was on there. Like, it wasn't like if I sort of accidentally rubbed my lips or touched my lips on something or was drinking from a cup, like it wouldn't come off. It's very transfer resistant and it's very, very lightweight, which is nice. On the con side of it though, I find that this really grabs onto and highlights any dry skin I have on my lips. If you're using this and you have any kind of dry skin, you need to use a lip scrub first. You need to, you know, really put something moisturizing on and let that sink in before you put this on. And even with that, as my lips got dry after putting this on for a couple of hours, not because the product is dry, but because I'm living somewhere where it is literally minus 40 degrees out right now. And it actually doesn't matter that I'm talking about minus 40 degrees Celsius, because minus 40 degrees Celsius is the same temperature as minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It is minus 40 degrees outside. So as much as I want my lips to stay hydrated, they're getting dry. It's the weather. It's our life right now here in Ottawa, in Canada. And as my lips would get a little bit flaky, this just grabs onto it. And I tend to have dry lips. Like, I try, and sometimes my lips are good, but I am a little bit older and sometimes my lips get flaky, and I have some liquid lipsticks that will not highlight that, and yet this one does. I don't find it to be incredibly long. Like, it lasts long enough, but then when you're eating, it goes away. As anything would. If you're eating salad with an oil dressing, oil removes makeup, so it's just gonna do that. But what I did find was as it faded, it would sort of stay in the lines of my lips a little bit, and because it's a slightly darker color, it would sort of accentuate the lines in my lips a little bit. I was gonna say more than I would like, but I really don't want the lines in my lips accentuated at all. So not my favorite formula. You know, these are $12 US, so they are reasonably priced. And I do think they have a number of other lip products and lip formulas that look like they are excellent. They're probably more of what I'm looking for. I just found for me, while I like the idea of a cream lip stain, it makes it seem like it's going to be more creamy. There were just a couple things about this that didn't do what I wanted it to do. If you find a color in here that you think is awesome, and if you have beautifully hydrated lips and never have a problem with your lips being dry, you may love this, as long as you don't mind building it up a little bit. You know, it feels comfortable on the lips. It looks nice until it starts to sort of come off when you're eating, but a lot of liquid lipsticks are like that. You may have no problems with this. For me, with my skin texture and lip dryness, it just doesn't jump out as my favorite formula. But I do love Makeup Geek products. So this is possibly just a product that is not made for the way that my skin and my lips acts, and that is totally fine. You know, it's not a super expensive product, but it's just not my favorite formula. Love the eyeshadows, would love to try more Makeup Geek stuff. Just this in particular is not my favorite. So I'm curious to know if you have tried either this formula before, what you think of it, or if you've tried other Makeup Geek lip products, which ones do you love? Like, what should I try? Because I would love to try more products from the brand, and sometimes I get a little overwhelmed looking at all of it and I just don't even know where to start, but I love getting recommendations from you guys. So let me know. Leave that in the comments down below. I do try to respond to every comment that I get. And if you like this video, this review, the kinds of things that I do here on my channel, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It is always appreciated. If you're watching this video before January 15th, 2018, make sure you go watch my 1,000 subscriber giveaway video. I will link that down below and you can enter the giveaway that is there. And I will also make my face pop up right here, so you can click on that and be subscribed to my channel, and another video will come up right here. And that is all from me. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.